Students, in last class we discussed about the how the operating point or collector current is variation with respect to the reverse saturation current ICO and base to emitter voltage VBE and beta value. Yes, how these three parameters are varies with respect to the temperature, how IC varies with respect to these parameters, and how can we stabilize the parameters that are stabilization method and compensation method. Then after we discussed about the different types of biasing techniques of BJT. In that we discussed the base bias or fixed bias. So here we had a drawback. We are making the IBS constant, but collector current is unstable due to the variation in temperature and beta value. So we define IB equals to IC by beta. This IC is varying with respect to the temperature and beta. So this is a drawback in the fixed bias. Now we are moving into the collector 2. So you can observe the collector 2 base bias circuit diagram here. So this collector 2 base bias is obtained by connecting the RB resistor from collector to base, and it provides a feedback path. Here you can observe as we are connecting the RB value from collector to base at point B. It is potential at point B is VB. As we know, to make this transistor in active region, we need to keep the emitter junction in forward bias and collector junction in reverse bias. To make the emitter junction in forward bias, this VB value must be greater than the VG value. We know it's already. Similarly, to make the collector junction reverse bias, VC value must be greater than the VB value. Then we can say collector junction is reverse bias. So obviously this BJT is operating in the active region. Yes. From that we are applying the KVL to the base loop, which is nothing but input loop. So we can write VCC minus RC. The total current flowing through the RC resistor is I am naming as IB plus IC. So RC into IB plus IC minus RB IB. IB current is flowing into the RB resistor and IC is flowing into the collector junction. Then minus VB 0. From this I can write IB equals to, in this equation, VCC minus VB by RB plus RC minus ICRC by RB plus RC. So to get the stability factor, yes, we need to get the dou IB by dou IC value. For that we need to differentiate with respect to IC. We will get the minus RC by RB plus RC. So while we are considering this VCC minus VB by RB plus RC becomes 0. It is constant. And minus dou IC by dou IC equals to 1. So it is, we are getting minus RC by RB plus RC. So by substituting this dou IB by dou IC value in the stability factor S, it is equals to 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta dou IB by dou IC. We will get the S equals to 1 plus beta by 1 plus beta RC by RB plus RC value. Yes. Here you can say if RC is increased, then what happens? If RC is increased or RB is decreased, then stability factor reduces and IC becomes more stable. Yes, to get the more stable collector current, stability factor should be small. We know this one. To get this stability factor small value, RC must increase, RB must decrease. In this equation only we can say. Yes. Now, how collector current decreases or how collector current is stable? Yes, we can say IB equals to VCC minus VB by RB plus RC minus ICRC by RB plus RC. This is already we derived in the previous slide. So here, when temperature increases, what happens? When temperature increases, the reverse saturation current at collector junction must be increased. When reverse saturation current, collector current increases, IC also increases. When IC increases, what happens? Is IC by RC in IC by RC by IC into RC by RB plus RC. This term must increase. Yes. When this term is increases, IB decreases. When IB decreases, again IC decreases. So in this you can observe, when temperature increases, reverse saturation current increases, collector current increases. Initially collector current is increasing. Then after, the term ICRC by RB plus RC term increases. When this term increases, then what happens? IB value is decreased. Yes. So yes or no? So you can check in previous slide. IB value is decreased. When IB decreases, again IC value decreases. Yes. So IC equals to beta IB. So IB decreases, IC value decreases by considering the beta is constant. So initially the collector current is increases. Finally collector current is decreases. So initial increased collector current gets cancelled by the resultant decreased collector current. Thus we can say the collector current remains stable. This method of keeping IC stable by allowing the change is called stabilization method. Otherwise you can say, if initially IC increases causes decrease in IC, it is called stabilization method. So here RB resistor appears directly across the input and base, input base and output collector. A part of output is fed to the input. So this RB resistor, base collector to base resistor, is connected from output to the input. So some part of output is fed back to the or giving feedback to the input, and increase in collector, decrease in base current. That means it is increasing the collector current and decreasing base current. Thus negative feedback exists in the circuit. Yes. So initially increasing the IC value, and then it decreases the IC value. So this feedback is increasing the collector current, decreasing the base current. So this feedback is negative feedback. Yes. So this is called voltage feedback bias circuit. Yes. And here this negative feedback action is more responsible for the stable IC. Yes. What are the disadvantages in this collector to base bias? Here negative feedback is more responsible to make the IC stable, but this negative feedback itself drawback to this circuit. So when negative feedback present in a circuit, this negative feedback is always reduces the voltage gain. Yes. If RC is smaller, then stability factor S is large. Why? Because here S is equals to 1 plus beta by 1 plus beta RC by RB plus RC. When RC must be, when RC is increased, then stability factor is smaller. If RC is smaller, then stability factor is larger. Then IC becomes again unstable. These two are the drawbacks in the collector to base bias. So to rectify that one, we will go into the next voltage divided bias or cell bias. So in this, here I am not calculating the S dash and S double dash. You can take it as a homework. Yes, or cell bias. So you can observe the voltage divider or cell bias circuit here. In this, the biasing is provided by three resistors R1, R2, Re. So here we are supplying the DC voltage and DC current by the VCC. The voltage and current are supplied by the R1, R2 and Re resistors. The resistors R1 and R2 act as voltage divider, and voltage across R2 resistor will cause the forward bias of emitter junction. Yes. So voltage across the R2 resistor, that is nothing but at point B, VB is the reason to make the emitter junction in forward bias. And R1, R2 are selected such that base voltage is sufficiently higher than emitter voltage. Why? Because to make the emitter junction in forward bias, VB must be greater than the VE. Yes, then only we can say emitter junction is in forward bias. And RC is selected such that VC must be greater than the VB. That means collector potential must be greater than the base potential. Then only we can say collector junction is in reverse bias. Then we can say that BJT is in active region. This cell bias circuit can be simplified by using the Thevenin's theorem and R1 R2 network replaced with the Thevenin's equivalent circuits. Yes, so we can observe the here circuit diagram. So R1 R2, the current is coming from the R1 is I1 and IB current is flowing into the base. So voltage drop across the R2 can be written as VCC into R2 by R1 plus R2. So at this point we are considering as a VB. So this VB potential must be greater than the VE, then only this emitter junction is in forward bias. So VB equals to VCC into R2 by R1 plus R2. Yes. So here it is your total voltage is dividing at R1 and R2. Yes. So that's why it's called voltage divided bias circuit. Yes. We need to consider the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So we can calculate the Thevenin's value. So this Thevenin's value is equals to VTH equals to, sorry, I am written VGB, but it is not VGB, VBG, base to ground. VThevenin equals to VBG equals to VCC into R2 by R1 plus R2. RTH equals to, so these R1 R2 are in parallel, so we can write R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Yes. Now we calculate the VTH and RTH. The equivalent circuit can be drawn here. Yes. Now by applying the KVL at the input loop, base loop, so we can write VTH equals to IBRB plus VBG plus the current flowing through this RE resistor. You can check it in previous slide. RE resistor is equals to IB plus IC. The current flowing through the RE resistor is nothing but emitter current IE equals to IB plus IC, we know. So from this we can write IB equals to VThevenin minus VB by RB plus RE minus IC RE by RB plus RC. Yes. So here we can write VThevenin minus VB by RB plus 1 plus beta RE value. Yes. Here, how can we write this value? By considering the IC equals to beta IB. So by replacing IC by beta value, we will get the simplified one, VTH minus VB equals to VTH minus VB by RB plus 1 plus beta RU value. Yes. So now we need to differentiate with respect to IC. Why? Because when we know the dou IB by dou IC, then we calculate the stability factor S. So in this, we consider dou by dou S equals to minus RE by RB plus RE. Then stability factor equals to 1 plus beta by 1 plus beta into RE by RB plus RE. Yes, here you can observe when temperature increases, what happens? Again, reverse saturation current increases, again collector current increases. When collector current increases, then what happens? The term IC into RE by RB plus RE term also increases. Yes, it is similar to previous one. When this term increases, IB decreases, IB decreases, again IC decreases. So it is also similar to our collector to base bias. Initially collector current is increases, finally collector current is decreases. Increased collector current is cancelled by the resultant collector current. So it is also an example for the stabilization method. So we are stabilizing the IC value. Yes. So in self bias, resistor RA value creates a negative feedback. In that, it provides the feedback from the RB resistor. Here, resistor RA provides the negative feedback action which helps in the keeping IC value. Yes, thus RA is responsible for more stable IC value. Clear? So it is also a negative feedback circuit. Advantage of self bias. It has least stability factor or excellent stability in the collector current. Stability factor is independent of RC value. Yes, here stability factor yes is not depends on the RC value. Why? Because here we don't have any RC value, it depends on only RE and RB value. This self bias can be used for all configurations. So this fixed bias and collector to base bias cannot use for the all the configurations, but this self bias can be used for the all the circuits. Yes, this fixed bias and collector to base bias both are applicable for only CG. We cannot apply for the some other configurations. Yes, what are the disadvantages of self bias? Here, the emitter resistor causes the negative feedback. Again, negative feedback itself drawback. Why? Because this negative feedback is always reduces the voltage gain. Yes, so when we are considering the amplifier, we are always choosing, we are always preferring higher gain, higher voltage gain. But here, voltage gain is reduced by negative feedback. And in collector base also voltage gain is reduced, so we are not prevented in the self bias. So to prevent the decrease in the voltage gain, we are keeping the large capacitor parallel to the emitter. So here negative feedback is provided by the RE resistor, that means emitter resistor. That means more AC signal is passing through the RE resistor to ground. So to avoid the negative feedback or to increase the voltage gain, so we are keeping the capacitor, large value of capacitor across the this RE value. So this large value of capacitor is always offering the very low reactance. This low reactance is gives the reactance is given to the pass to the AC signal. So AC fully flows through the capacitor and DC flows through the RE resistor. So AC signal does not flow through the RE resistor. So that means that emitter resistor is not giving the path to the AC signal. So by using this large capacitor value parallel to the RE, we can increase the voltage gain. Why? Because so this AC signal is not passing through the RE resistor, it is passing through the capacitor CG. Yes, thus RE cannot create negative feedback for AC signal. Yes, so RE resistor cannot create the negative feedback for the A signal, but DC signal will flow through the RE. DC current will flow through the RE here. So RE is not creating the negative feedback for the AC, and it creates the negative feedback for DC. Clear? Why? Because which helps to keeping IC stable.